Hey guys, what is going on, and welcome back to Naval Ops Commander. So first thing I gotta start off by saying is that episodes 4, 5, and 6 will end up being post-commentary like this one. Well, this is episode 4. This episode and the next two will be post-commentary. Because apparently my hostage capture program hates me and did not have my microphone selected when I recorded these. Also, you probably can tell that the video is incredibly weird and laggy. That, I don't know what happened to that. And there's nothing I can really do about it. But anyways, I don't know why it did that. I don't think episodes 5 and 6 are like that. I glanced at them real quick just to see. I don't think they're like that, but I guess we will find out. Anyways, what we're going to do here is we're going to build our very first destroyer from scratch in this game. So we just bought Destroyer Hull 2. And now what I'm going to do this time is I'm going to kind of be going back and forth between the first destroyer and Destroyer Hull 2 because basically a ship needs some essential parts to be able to function, or to be able to be saved and go back to the dock. So you need at least the hull, a forward bridge, some kind of propulsion with purge if it needs it, radar, and sonar. You need at least those things. So what I'm gonna do is I'm only gonna buy, now there's some things that when you're designing your first ship from scratch, what that means is you're going to have to buy some of those things, like a second copy of those things, which is kind of annoying because it's a little bit of a waste of money. But there is a way to save some money. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go to my my first destroyer here that they gave me to start off with, and I'm going to remove basically everything except the essentials. That way I don't have to rebuy any of the weapons, I don't have to repurchase any of the engines, and we're going to see how I do that here in a moment. The only things I'm going to have to buy new are, of course, the new hull, which I would have to anyways, a new forward bridge, and a new radar and a new sonar, and that's it. And that should be everything I need to buy. So I'm pretty much just going to start off by erasing everything, and then I'm just going to put the essentials back on. Except for, and you can see here I'm trying to save, but it needs the forward bridge. So, well, I hope you can see if it's not too ridiculously laggy. And we can put it anywhere we want, doesn't really matter, we'll just put it up there. So we have one boiler, one turbine, the purge necessary, a forward bridge, sonar and radar, and now this is officially good enough to, and just to show you guys, I take these off so that you can see it says we need sonar / radar. So I'll try to put on just one or the other. Let's go with just sonar and try that again, and see it still says we need the other one as well. So that's just to prove to you guys that you do need both of them for it to count. And now we can go back to the dock, and as plain as the ship looks, it's good enough to save. Now what that has kept me from doing is having to repurchase all of my engines and all of my weapons again, because all of my weapons are back in the depot in my inventory. So, and you know, you might be thinking, well, wait, you still have a boiler and the turbine there. Well, we'll get to those in a minute. The only thing I had to repurchase was a new forward bridge, which I had a new version of anyways, so that's not exactly a bad thing. And also I had to purchase a extra radar and an extra sonar, which is probably good to have on hand anyways. We're gonna need it when we have more than one ship in our dock anyways, so and now we're gonna design our first ship from the ground up here. And basically the first thing I want to do is get this thing to that essentials point where I can actually save it to the dock. Then we're gonna go back and or maybe that's not what I do, I can't remember, it's been a little bit since I actually recorded the episode, but at the bare minimum you should just get the essentials on, and then go back to the first ship, just scrap it so that you get all the parts, and then you'll be able to save yourself some money on the engines, and engines can be pretty expensive, so definitely don't want to be spending more than you have to, especially in this game. As we've already seen, money is kind of hard to come by even when it's just low-level research like this. So just gonna go ahead and arrange some things, and eventually here I have to go back and get my here we go. I think this is where I decided that I was going to just get the essentials ready, scrap the old ship so that I can get my other engines back, and then finish the new design. Again, sorry about the really weird lag. It's just I don't know what happened there, and I don't know if there's anything I can do to fix it. As far as I know, there isn't. And I skipped ahead in the video a couple times to see if it smooths out after a while, and as far as I can tell, it never does for this episode, which is really annoying. But now we're going to go back and finish designing our ship. So this is going to be pretty much an identical design to the other one, but the difference is that we got to start from the ground up, which, I mean, when you end up with the same result anyways, I guess it's kind of whatever, but still. If you guys were around for my other Warship Gunner games, you know that I eventually just started cutting out like machine gun placement and engine placement and the tedious things. I will do that after this first ship. For this first ship, I at least want people to be able to see how you would design a ship from the ground up. So after this point, I will be doing that again, where I edit out the machine gun placements and such, because it does take some time, and I'm a little bit nitpicky about it. So, yep. We got our aft bridge. We got all of our main gun turrets. We could put more, but I don't really feel like we need more. And on top of that, we don't want to sacrifice more speed than we have to. We're already not going incredibly fast right now, so we really shouldn't try to slow ourselves down anymore. I probably had some good commentary in this episode if, you know, my stinking microphone would have recorded the first time, but oh well. I don't want to upload a video with no commentary. I did that for a few episodes in the Warship Gunner 2 series, and that was, I know that was boring as all heck to watch, so I don't want to do that again. I'd rather at least do some post-commentary, at least. So now we're going to put the searchlights on. Just like so. And you can see, of course, we have all of our weapons are still here, because when we scrapped the other ship, or when we removed all of them from the other ship, they went straight into like our little inventory type thing in the depot. So we're just going to place those. We only need really 5 pair at this point of the game. Ammo definitely won't be an issue for machine guns. Not yet. I don't think anyways. Again, I haven't beaten this game or even gotten very far in it, but I mean, it's pretty similar to the other ones. So I don't think we're going to be needing... I don't think machine gun ammo will be a problem anytime soon. Ammo machine gun. Man, it's hot today. I'll blame that. It's a hot day today. So, let's see. What was I trying to do here? I'm trying to remember now what I was up to. Oh, I remember this. I think I was trying to explain demarcation rate, or vital point as it's known in the other 2 games. Basically, it's how wide your armor is from bow to stern, and it will make your ship heavier. And how that is determined, it's a percentage, and if you get over like 54%, I believe it is, you get the what is it, heavy armor, pretty much. Your armor becomes wider by like quite a bit, so it makes your ship a lot heavier, but it also protects you better. And how that's determined is by how far from the bow or stern very heavy things are, such as main cannons or engines. I don't know if bridges count. Maybe the forward bridge would, but I kind of doubt the aft bridge would. Light things like machine guns and depth charges, they don't change it. So basically that's the only point I was kind of trying to prove here. Also, I just realized that we had new boilers and turbines, so I went ahead and bought those. And I don't know if I'll do it right away. I guess I didn't do it right away, but you can also sell old parts that you don't need anymore. So I could have sold those, I could have sold the turbines and boilers tier 1 for a little bit of return on my investment into the new engines. As you can see, we're doing a smooth 37 knots right now, which is pretty sweet, but before we forget, we definitely want to add some armor. Never take a ship out without any armor. And here I'm basically just going to experiment with the side plating armor to see how heavy I can get without losing too much speed. So we're up to 15, and I'm like, okay, that's probably good. Deck armor I'm not too worried about, because if your deck is destroyed, it doesn't end the mission, like it does for if the rest of your ship or any other part of your ship is destroyed. And we don't have aircraft right now, so it's not a big deal. So deck armor, not too worried about it. I'd like to have a little bit, because even hits on the deck will do some damage to the main part of the ship. But for the most part, we aren't going to need that. So, it looks like we're done with the ship. I guess I'd explained the demarcation rate at a later time.
Will be nothing more than hunks of useless steel. Remember that our radar has also given indications of enemy ships in the area.
We must destroy as many of the runways as we can before the planes can join the battle at dawn. Your orders, sir?
So, it's probably important that I mention that while I'm recording this post-narration, I cannot hear any of the video audio at all. Not because I don't have my headphones in or anything like that, but it literally just doesn't even play in Movie Maker when you are doing the post-narration thing. It never plays, period. So, I don't remember. Ooh, excuse me. I don't remember if it was this episode. I guess it was the next episode or the one after where I decided to buy another Destroyer A rather than the anti-air destroyer. But I guess that was a later one.
All hands to battle station.
So, destroy 3 enemy runways, huh? Something I've been thinking about is all of these little, very brief intro, like, cinematics that they do. There's no storytelling or anything during them. I was thinking about, I'll probably start skipping them, because it's just a few seconds of, circling the ship, but I'll probably skip like half of it, just because I don't know, it takes up time in the video, and I just want to go do the mission and, sink some enemies. So, I put my escorts in ring formation here, because it adds to my defense level. And that basically just means I take less damage, which is nice. The video is so laggy and weird for me on my end that I can't actually see what I'm fighting right now. That's an airfield, I can see that, but I couldn't tell what the ships were. It's weird, because while I'm recording this narration, the lag is actually almost kind of like rubber banding that you would see on a multiplayer server. It's that kind of lag, which makes no sense at all, because nothing I'm doing right now needs the internet. And it has nothing to do with the internet, because our internet is fine right now. It's like maxed out. I'm looking at it in the bottom of my screen. It's like maxed out, so this is just really weird. I don't know why it's doing this. There's our second runway, and I'm pretty sure, I can't confirm anything, but I'm pretty sure that when you destroy when you destroy 2 of the runways, I'm pretty sure the third one will always wake up. I mean, I'm guessing, I'm assuming, I'm not pretty sure, I'm just guessing. But that would make sense because there's 2, and then they say, Captain, it's almost dawn, beware of incoming aircraft. And here's the other runway right here, and in a moment you'll see a plane attempt to take off. So I'm pretty sure it was probably designed that when you destroy 2 of the runways, the 3rd one becomes active and starts launching planes. So eventually here I'm going to start firing some flak shells, some timed fuse shells, however you would like to call them, in order to deal with the plane. But it looks like we got the runway, and that is the main objective of the mission. All done and completed. So now on to any of the secondary objectives that exist here. And that's it for secondary objectives for now, but if we wait a moment, there they are. We got some enemy destroyers in here. And of course we're gonna go and sink them, because that's what we're very, very good at. My escorts are still supposed to be in ring formation, but they're not sticking to that very well. But they do have a tendency, as we've already seen a little bit, they do have a tendency to get stuck on the land a little bit. So yeah, it's nothing too surprising there. I almost, just because of this lag, I almost thought about replaying the mission, re-recording the mission with commentary, make sure my microphone's actually working, and then just clip in the destroyer design that I did there at the beginning, just clip that in near the beginning of the video, just so that you wouldn't have to watch the whole thing laggy. But then I thought, man, I don't know, I don't want to. It just sucks to have to throw away so much footage. And I would also have to clip in the tech research that I did, and it would have just been really awkward. I don't think the next 2 videos will be this laggy. I'm not sure what happened. Like I said, my HD PVR has been crapping out on me a little bit lately. So I don't know what's going on. If you guys have an HD PVR 2, you might have seen. I kind of somewhat doubt that anyone does. I have a pretty small viewer base, but that's okay. We're all having fun here. Anyways, if you have an HD PVR 2, you might have seen that, or if you've seen one, you might have seen that it has like a light ring that goes all the way around it, and it's bright green when it's recording, and then otherwise it has, you know, a lot of different colors that it could be that all represent different things, and the one color you never want to see is red. And my HD PVR 2 has been doing that to me a lot lately, which is getting really annoying, and I believe that might be why my microphone was not like auto-selected like it usually is. So here's another fleet sighted. It's a cruiser fleet. Shouldn't be too hard to deal with. And yeah, I'm pretty sure that red light on the HD PVR 2 just basically means that it crashed, and you've got to, you know, turn off the program or shut down the program and then reboot it up, and sometimes it might lose some settings or, you know, something like that. So yep, just gonna go deal with the cruisers, and that should do it for this mission, I believe, judging by the time of the video. We're at like almost 19 minutes right now, and I seem to remember this video being about 22 or something total, so we should almost be there, I do believe. Moments like these are why you want a fast ship, for sure, or at least something that's not crawling through the water. I think I remember being a little bit cynical about the fact that there were so few cruisers, and it said, I think it said sink 2 cruisers, and then there's like, or like some percentage of the cruisers, and then there's only 3 cruisers, so it's like, huh, it's a weird way to display that, but okay, I guess. And that is all the cruisers. with no drops. It looks like. I mean, I can't see very well because it's doing that weird rubber banding thing. And I think I was just going to wait for a couple seconds to see if there are any more objectives. I didn't miss any that came up. So let's just go ahead and return to base. Yep. Also, if I'm... Also, if I remember correctly, there was a very bad enemy sunk percentage, because, I mean, we should be getting used to that by now. It's never going to be very good unless we go back to a mission later and try again. So, yeah, not great. But, oh well. Let's see what we got for points and funds. There's all of our points. Here comes our funds income, which is nice. And we got a promotion. Hooray. I'm not sure exactly what promotion does in this game. I don't remember. The two most important things in this game are, in terms of, you know, are experience and money, of course. So I finally decide to go into some air tech, and I finally decide to get some more metallurgy. We get some new bridges, and of course, just as soon as we build one ship, we get a new hull for another ship. Of course. So there's that. We got some planes and stuff. We got P-38 Lightning and an F-4F Wildcat. That's pretty cool. Fuel supply ship B, ammo supply ship B. And looks like that is it. So, sorry about the weird lag and